Hey, special good morning to listeners, those of you via Classic Radio 105.5, 105.9. Good morning, those of you viewing via GBN TV, those of you via social media platforms who are just chiming in. Good morning and welcome. Welcome to the mid-morning buzz here on Classic Radio once again and GBN TV. Let me say good morning to my guests with me this morning. We have Mr. Clyde John this morning. Good morning to Clyde. How are you doing this one? Hope all is well with you and welcome to the mid-morning buzz.
And good morning. And
you can simply call me GT. I can work
GT. Yeah, and again, good morning to the listeners, the viewers out there, GBN family. I'm happy to be here.
All right, we just wanted to have a short chit chat about a particular play. We had part one of it already taking place. It's called Turning Point. Before we get into in deep conversation about it, share with me the history behind this play and more. Part one have already gone. I missed it. I'm hearing about it for the first time myself. Tell me about the play Turning Point. What is it really all about?
Well, Turning Point, as the name says, we want persons to recognize in life, there is a turning point to whatever situation you may face. And what we have done is to look at, our society, look at things that happen round about the world. But, more specifically, we look at things that occur in Grenada where, you have so many situations, social situations happening, and we took a look and decided, hey, let's put this into drama. That drama, it has loads of laughter, but it sends a serious message.
All right.
The understanding that whatever negative, whatever may seem bad, whatever persons may consider really a low point, there is a turning point to all of this, and it comes through Jesus Christ.
All right. I'm happy to say that because it's been put on by the church. I missed the name of the church.
Faith Pentecostal Tabernacle.
Faith Pentecostal Tabernacle. So I'm getting that religious feel that is into the play also. And as you mentioned, God always plays an important part in every aspect of your life. Whatever you're going through, there is that turning point, and the Almighty plays a part in terms of getting you to that new direction that you should be going. Am I right by saying that?
And that is it. You hit the nail on the head. According to
how was, when you said we get into part two of that play, how was part one? Tell me, in terms of how it was received and stuff like that. Tell us about that.
Well, reviews coming in from part one, persons really enjoyed themselves. Persons, even Innocent was there, and he was saying that, look, he couldn't stop laughing. But in spite of all the laughter, he was able to get a message, and this is what we want. This is what we're trying to, really bring out. That, yes, it's theater, it's drama, it's fun and laughter, but there are some serious moments. I remember doing promotion and telling persons, hey, this drama is so enthralling that, look, if you take it on too much, you might want to cry. You're gonna definitely laugh. There would be some moments where you may just get angry. It brings out a lot of emotion.
I'm assuming it's also a duplication of everyday life and what happens in an everyday world today.
It is. That's the genesis of it. You look at what is happening and some of the situations that we face that could be really difficult in a person's life. Persons, we have instances where part one we had incest, we had man having his wife and still having the side lady and being pregnant and for him, and all sorts of dramatic situations, things that happen. It happens, but we were saying that, look, even if it happens, even if you know of it, and even we don't want you to just stay in your situation. There could be a change to that situation, and that means that you need to recognize this is your turning point.
Tell us in terms of writing of this play, who's responsible for that?
Well, the director of this play, the director, Mrs. Angela James.
Yes.
She is somebody who has been doing this type of writing for quite a while. She would look at a situation and she could give you a monologue, right there and then. She's really good at really trying to bring messages through this medium. And so she would have looked at it, had discussions, with you're in church, so you see some of the things that come to you, some of the situations, and so I think this is where it all butted.
All right. Tell us about some of the key characters in this in the play that folks could look forward to.
Well,
you don't want to give out part 2. You understand? Because you is anticipating folks coming out to see it. In let's say we go back to part 1. What are some of the key characters that stood out in part 1 that may intrigue individuals who wanted to come out and see part 2?
Well, you missed part 1.
Yeah.
Part 2, you based on how it's done, you're still going to get a feel as to what happened in part 1.
Okay, it's like a continuation.
Right, it's like a continuation. And so we've tried to make sure that even if you were not there, you're still going to get the gist of what is happening and what has happened to bring you to that point. And so you have, it's drama. You have weddings, controversial as they may be. You have situations where, look, the court of law is going to be at Gateway Assembly. You have some heated lawyers who are going to really argue the case of their clients, and so you can expect that. We're going to have officer, and one of the parts that I really, really enjoy, we have a praying mantis style that you're going to see once you're there. You're going to see somebody bring out a praying mantis style that's going to get you laughing. So definitely I'm not going to really give too much.
I don't want you to spill the beans, as they would say.
I think you can look forward to that.
The option is of folks coming out and being part of it.
Yeah.
So give us some more details in terms of where this is happening. Is there a cost behind it for individuals to come out to see and stuff like that?
Right. So this is happening this Saturday, the 30th of September. It's going to be at the Gateway Conference Center.
Yes.
That's at Point Celine. And it begins at 7 p.m. sharp.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're asking patrons, persons who came to part 1 knew that we were ready to start at 7, but we just decided, look, let's give them 10 minutes so they can settle in. We want to be able to do the same thing, have that prompt start, and we want persons to be there, come out. It's going to be an afternoon or evening that you would enjoy.
All right.
Yeah. Again, we have a couple of little tokens for persons. I can tell you, once you're there, you're in a air-conditioned environment. It's a nice ambience. Yes,
so I've been there, so I know what the ambience is like.
Right.
I've been to the location, really, so I know what the ambience is like.
And so we want you to just spare us that couple hours and come and enjoy, this dramatic production.
All right, and it's family oriented, if we could say that.
Well, it has a lot. It speaks a lot to what the family and how we need to really treat the family.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of it happens in families. A lot of the drama takes place within the families. And so we want persons to come. If you need a ticket, you can get tickets at the Gittins outlets, all Gittins outlets.
Okay.
And then at your local church, you will find tickets there. The tickets $50. Right now, we want to ask persons, get them.
Don't wait until Saturday.
Don't wait until Saturday. We want when you get there, you're ready to be seated. We don't want you to have to be
get ready for the enjoyment that comes around.
That's right. So we don't want you to be purchasing tickets. You should just hand them your ticket and head for your seat, because you're in for a thriller.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm anticipating, just by the way you speak and some of the parts that you have narrated in terms of what will be taking place. It seems going to be an interesting one. Part 2 seems going to be very interesting. And if you have missed part 1, you have missed something. I guess you wouldn't be missing anything once you see the continuation of part 2.
Yeah. When you see part 2, it will speak a bit to part 1. Because it's as we say, everything happens within the family. So the families, there would be a time when they may just reminisce on something that occurred, and we have to look to get the turning point from that,
So it happened back there then.
So it's set in a way that you will be able to follow based on what is going on. I think somebody mentioned to me, hey, they love the police officer. There was a police officer that brought the house down, man. So definitely he would be in action again. I try not to spill too much, but trust me, it's exciting. You're gonna see him. He's really a character, and I think when you first see him, you're gonna really you might just end up laughing just before he says a word.
Right. I mean, I'm giving you the opportunity now to make that final appeal, of course, to our listeners and viewers of, hey, come on out. Let them know what they'll be missing if they do miss it.
Yeah. I'm saying to the public here now that you don't want to miss Turning Point 2. If you missed one, come. You will be filled in. You will get up to date as fast as the drama goes on. But please, I want you to take this chance. If you had a bad week, take this time to just come and laugh it away, because there's loads of laughter for you. But again, if you're having a week that you have to be thinking, there's that aspect where you're gonna have to do some deep thought. I take this opportunity always to speak to persons. This is put on by our church, and we're saying to persons, look, in spite of whatever your life is, whatever the situation that you may face, Christ is there. He's available. All you need to do is to recognize, hey, this is not where he wants you, and you can make that turnaround. You can have that turning point, and you can do something different with your life.
All right. And of course, the actual name of the play actually speaks for itself, because there's always that turning point in life. You at one direction, you could always make the turnaround for the better. You understand? Nobody wants to turn around for the worse.
That's right.
Clyde, I want to thank you once again for being on the program this morning and sharing information. Certainly wish all the best, and of course in the second production, and certainly hope folks come out and be entertained to the max and actually learn something from what is going on. And it may be someone who's going to attend this play coming up on Saturday. Aspects of it may be part of what's going on in their life, and they may be thinking, hey, there's probably no way out of it, and you say, hey, I could have, if I do this, or if I see how others have done it, it could have made a difference to me, and that's where my turning point comes around.
Yeah, and that's the gist of it. It's we always say it's ministry. It's not just sometimes persons think you always need a pastor to do ministry.
Yeah.
Ministry can come through different mediums. Once you're able to recognize, hey, Christ is in the midst of this, and he wants something better for me, right there you have a turning point. So
right.
Definitely persons, you don't want to miss it. I encourage the whole of Grenada to come round.
Yeah. Well, you may have to put some screens outside.
That's the same thing I'm thinking. We may have to find a way just to put something that persons could really get to enjoy this. But theater is something that has been here in Grenada. It went a bit low, but definitely we're looking to bring it back.
Yeah, and sometimes folks looking for that alternative forms of entertainment, and certainly that is certainly our welcome back in Grenada once again.
Yeah, definitely.
Clyde, thank you once again for being on the Mid-Morning Buzz, and blessings good, my friend.
Okay, so before we go, I want to give an opportunity to somebody to win a ticket.
Sure, well, that's not a problem at all.
Yeah,
435-2041, 435-2041, listeners of there, viewers of there. If you want the opportunity to go out to view the play coming up on Saturday, Turning Point, I guess you want to throw that question out to them?
Yeah, I'm making this really simple. If you've been to Turning Point 1, I just want you to give me maybe one scene that you think really stood out or stands out to you, and right there you have yourself a ticket. You have an entry to Turning Point 2. All
right, that's a simple question. So you can simply narrate one of the scenes in it right now. 435-2041. And I hope it's not too difficult for a listener of yours to narrate. And sometimes folks would see things and aren't able to narrate it too. 435-2041. That's the number. Give us a call, and you have an opportunity to win yourself a ticket to go on out on Saturday, be part of and view the play on Gateway Assembly, and certainly it'll be an enjoyable one for you. 435-2041. Certainly, it seems to be a toughie. I don't see anyone calling as yet. It could be a little bit tough for someone who's listening right now. But certainly hope we get someone who's want to take the option of calling in and win themselves a ticket this morning. Anyway, we probably give them another minute or two and see if they will be able to call in and win themselves a ticket. Well, I'm seeing someone is calling, so that individual probably attended, and they will want to win themselves a ticket. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
The part I liked is where the wife showed up. The very final episode where the wife came out on the stage with a wheelchair and she told the other one that she's the wife and he cannot marry and things like that. The final way the guy was going to get married, and the wife showed up. That was so amazing to me. And even where they caught the guy that was molesting the two stepchildren and things like that, and he was imprisoned. I enjoyed this part too.
No, that's a caller who been to the play and that's indicating the part that she loved.
So right there, you just got yourself a free ticket, free entry into the drama production, and so I think GT is going to take your info.
Well, we take in information live on air. If you take in information, give us your name, and Clyde, you're going to take the information. I want to be left off the hook with it. So
I won the first ticket, but nobody called me about any ticket, so I just called because nobody else called this time. I won the first one.
Give us your name again. Give us your name again.
Okay, well,
my name is Bernadine Thomas.
Oh wow, you have two tickets, so maybe that's a good thing.
Yes, I promised a friend a ticket, so I'll give them the ticket. But
you have company, so I already have your information. So definitely, we're gonna reach out to you as to how you can get your ticket in your hands, and we take it from there.
Thank you. And blessings upon the play.
Thank you once again for calling in, and well, just like she has two tickets now, right?
Yes. Yeah. That tells me that she's a loyal GBN fan.
She is. Yeah. Once again, Clyde, thanks for being on the program this morning. Thanks also goes all of you who viewed and of course participated some way or the other. Have a great one for being part of the Mid-Morning Buzz. Once again, Clyde, thanks again, man. All the best.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No problem, man. That's what we say goodbye.